1 o'clock in the morning, and I have a long day tomorrow because the song came out today, 49 minutes ago. Just go put them on. Please go download it, stream it, listen to it 1,000 times. Get me lit. Nah, she do know my raps. She be with me in the studio most of the time. And when I be writing it. So she be with me when I write it. She be with me. Reminisce. That's how you talk to me. I'm a mogul, bitch. You getting surgery in exchange for promo, bitch. I'm a gang on the yacht and some YOLO shit. You keep jumping on my dick like a pogo stick. In competition with herself, don't even know that bitch. Hold you doing the most of a so-so stick. I've been her since I was weird.
Remy Ma goes off. Papoose' daughter dragged into Claressa Shields' drama. Flush face fire. No label, no PR team, no warning, just Remy Ma, a phone camera at 1 a.m., and a set of lethal bars that just completely turned the entire hip-hop world upside down. She didn't call out a single name directly, but when you are the big Bronx, you do not need to drop names. The target already knows exactly who they are, and the internet is currently losing its absolute mind trying to piece together the fallout. What was supposed to be a standard low-key song promo live turned into the most unfiltered, high-stakes, and downright dangerous 40 minutes of unscripted commentary we have seen in years. Dish shots nobody saw coming, her own inner circle getting exposed live on camera, a viral makeup meltdown, and right in the middle of it all, a quiet moment involving Papoose and Claressa Shields that brought their own daughter straight into the crossfire. Did Remy Ma just use a casual Instagram live to dismantle an entire narrative and put everyone on notice? Welcome back to Shella Elite, where we watch every single second so you do not have to, and tonight we are breaking down every jaw-dropping detail you completely missed. Grab your popcorn, lock in, and get ready, because the biggest bombshell of the night wasn't even the freestyle itself. It was what happened silently in the background, and we are diving straight into it right now. Heard BT's been sending shots, I'm sorry but you missed, you still messed up with my sis, just got a text from one dude, he said stop. Before the bars dropped, before the full-blown online chaos erupted, and before anyone even realized what kind of night we were in for, Remy Ma dropped that absolute landmine at minute 1. She said it while casually scrolling through her comments, not even bothering to look up at the lens, not pausing for dramatic effect, not even cracking a smirk. That was not just casual confidence, that was a cold, calculated message sent from someone who operates on a completely different level than everyone else in this situation. She threw a lethal shot mid-scroll without even breaking her verbal rhythm, warming up the crowd before unleashing the real heavy artillery later in the stream. But as the comment section began to move at lightning speed, one specific name started flooding the screen over and over again: Claressa Shields. That was the exact moment the room shifted, the temperature plummeted, and what started as a simple late-night music release turned into a multi-front war involving Papoose, his inner circle, and a tangled web of public drama that has been building up behind closed doors for months. To fully understand why those initial words sent shockwaves across social media, you have to look at the massive trail of tension that led up to this stream. For months, rumors have been swirling about the fractured relationship between Remy and Papoose, two figures who were once celebrated as hip-hop's ultimate power couple. But ever since boxer Claressa Shields entered the picture, appearing alongside Papoose at major events, popping up in endless headlines, and leaving cryptic comments across the internet, the narrative completely spiraled out of control. People were claiming that Papoose had officially moved on, that private family affairs were being broadcasted for cheap internet clout, and that third parties were actively trying to step into a legacy that took decades to build. The public has been watching this entire saga unfold like a messy soap opera, with continuous back-and-forth claims, leaked screenshots, and anonymous industry insiders pouring gasoline on the fire every single week. Papoose' inner circle, including his son and close associates, had already been dropping indirect disses and shady subliminals across podcasts and live broadcasts, trying to paint a very specific picture of who was at fault for the fallout. For a long time, Remy stayed quiet, letting the blogs run wild and allowing the internet experts to speculate all they wanted. But quiet energy from a figure like Remy Ma is never peaceful. It is just the calm before the storm. When you have a history as deep and intense as hers, you do not jump at every little piece of internet gossip. You wait, you gather your facts, and when you finally decide to speak, you make sure the entire room goes silent. That is precisely why last night's stream was so monumental. It was not just a random session. It was a deliberate breaking of the silence, a moment where the Big Bronx decided she had listened to enough fairy tales and was ready to set the record straight on her own terms. The audience watching live knew the history, they knew the bad blood, and they could feel that every single breath she took was leading toward a massive explosion. The tension in that stream was so thick you could cut it with a knife, and every time someone typed Clarissa's name into that chat, they were throwing another match into a powder keg that was already about to detonate. The history of disses, bitter splits, and public betrayals in hip-hop is long, but rarely do you see it play out with this level of raw, unscripted intensity right in front of tens of thousands of live viewers. The build-up was not just about music, it was about pride, control, and setting boundaries against people who thought they could play with a legend's name without facing any real consequences. As the live viewer count began jumping by thousands every few seconds, the energy in the chat went from curious to downright chaotic. People were not just tuning in to listen to new tracks anymore. They were looking for blood, dissecting every facial expression, every side eye, and every subtle sigh Remy made while looking at her screen. This is where the investigative layer of this entire night gets deeply unsettling, because as the stream progressed, industry insiders and internet detectives began dropping claims about what was really going on behind the scenes leading up to this moment. Leaked reports from alleged staff members and anonymous music executives began circulating across forums, suggesting that the tension between Remy, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields had reached a severe breaking point behind closed doors long before this live even started. According to these unverified industry whispers, there had been intense financial arguments, disputes over brand rights, and major disagreements regarding who controlled the narrative surrounding their shared ventures. Some sources claim that Papoos's recent public appearances with Clarissa were not just casual networking, but an aggressive push to rebrand himself completely separate from the Remy Network name, a move that allegedly sparked massive legal back and forth behind the scenes. Anonymous accounts were tweeting out details of lavish spendings, high-end promotional deals being traded for personal favors, and subtle power moves aimed at pushing Remy out of key business decisions that she helped build from the ground up. Whether these leaked reports are entirely accurate or exaggerated by the internet rumor mill, the impact they had on the live audience was undeniable. Every single line Remy spoke was instantly cross-referenced with these circulating leaks. When she mentioned people getting surgery in exchange for promo or individuals trading favors just to stay relevant, the chat exploded because everyone immediately connected those lyrics to the very reports that had been trending all week. The psychological warfare taking place on that screen was masterclass. Remy was not just addressing the public. She was directly addressing the people who thought they were operating in the shadows, letting them know that every private conversation, every shady business deal, and every secret attempt to undermine her had been brought directly to her attention. The public reaction was instant division. Half the audience was dropping fire emojis, cheering on the unfiltered aggression, while the other half was in utter shock at how openly the dirty laundry was being aired out in real time. Bloggers were clipping sections of the stream within seconds of her saying them, broadcasting short snippets across TikTok and Twitter, amplifying the drama to millions of people who were not even logged into the original broadcast. The atmosphere felt like a high-stakes court trial played out in front of a court of public opinion, where standard rules of public relations were completely thrown out the window. People were commenting on how Papoos's camp had completely miscalculated Remy's willingness to go scorched earth. They thought she would maintain a corporate, polished silence to protect brand deals and television appearances, but they clearly forgot where she came from and what made her a formidable force in the first place. When an artist of her caliber reaches a point where they no longer care about saving face or preserving fake industry friendships, the resulting fallout is always catastrophic for anyone standing on the opposing side. Every quote from those anonymous sources, every leaked detail about behind-the-scenes arguments, and every public reaction fueled the fire, transforming a routine late-night broadcast into an investigative breakdown of an empire fracturing right before our eyes. The drama reached an entirely new level when Remy addressed her own team live on camera, exposing an internal operational breakdown that left viewers absolutely stunned. She paused her stream, looked directly into the camera, and openly called out her own management and social media team for going rogue on her official pages. She revealed that when fans saw aggressive comments, shade, and petty arguments coming from the official Remy Network page, it was not actually her typing those words. but her own staff members taking matters into their own hands and using her platform to fight their own battles. In real time on camera in front of tens of thousands of people, you could see her team members sitting in the room, visibly sweating, quietly tapping away on their phones trying to delete posts while she was mid-sentence. One of her team members was caught actively taking down controversial uploads right as she was describing how he regularly gets chewed out once a month for stepping out of line. This was not a pre-planned skit. This was genuine raw operational chaos being laid bare for the world to see. It showed that the toxicity surrounding this whole situation had penetrated deep into her professional circle, creating an environment where even her own employees were getting consumed by the drama and acting without authorization. But why did she choose to expose her own team live instead of handling it behind closed doors? Because when you are fighting a public narrative that involves heavyweights like Papoose and high-profile figures like Claressa Shields, you cannot afford to have loose cannons inside The psychological impact of that single moment rerouted the entire trajectory of the live stream, raising the stakes from a personal feud to a full-blown public trial over legacy, loyalty, and reputation. As the comments continued to fly, the narrative around Claressa Shields took a massive hit. Up until this point, Claressa had been standing tall in the public eye, posting cryptic messages, dropping confident remarks in interviews, and acting as though she was completely unbothered by the heavy shadow of Remy Ma's massive hip-hop legacy. But when an artist of Remy's stature demonstrates that her household is locked down and her immediate family is fully integrated into her movement, it exposes the outside noise for exactly what it is: cheap, temporary internet noise. Investigative blogs and media commentators immediately began analyzing the subtle body language Remy displayed while mentioning her daughter. There was no hesitation, no anger, and no sadness in her voice. There was only absolute, unshakable certainty. That level of composure in the middle of a high-profile split is what terrifyingly separates true industry veterans from internet personalities. Remy was proving that she does not need to engage in petty back-and-forth arguments on social media, nor does she need to address third parties who are desperate for a piece of her spotlight. By grounding her authority in her role as a mother and a creator, she completely neutralized the narrative that she was somehow bitter or losing control of the situation. The contrast between the two sides could not have been starker. On one side, you had constant public noise, defensive comments, and continuous attempts to stay trending. On the other side, you had Remy Ma sitting in a studio at 1 in the morning, creating music with her daughter by her side, completely unbothered by the storms brewing outside her window. The public reaction was overwhelmingly decisive. Fans began calling out Papoos's camp for allowing outside figures to get so comfortable speaking on family business, pointing out that true respect starts with protecting the home front before trying to build a public brand with someone else. Anonymous industry sources started chiming in on forum threads, claiming that Papoose was privately feeling the heat from how masterfully Remy handled the situation, knowing that public sympathy and respect had firmly aligned with her. The strategic brilliant move of using total quietness paired with absolute presence left her opponents with zero room to maneuver. Every time someone tried to bring up Claressa's name in the chat to provoke a reaction, Remy would simply look past it, focus on her music or reference her team, making it abundantly clear that certain people were not even worthy of being named on her platform. That level of dismissiveness is the ultimate power move in a public feud. It strips the other party of the very clout they are seeking and leaves them shouting into an empty void while the real work continues uninterrupted. Just as the audience thought the night had reached its absolute peak of subtle shade and family drama, the physical environment of the live stream took a sudden, unscripted turn that no one in the production team could have ever anticipated. Sitting under the hot studio lights for hours, talking, laughing, reading through thousands of scrolling comments, and dealing with the rising intensity of the night began to take a visible physical toll. Mid-sentence, while making a point about her upcoming music releases and how she handles her business, Remy happened to catch a glance at her own reflection in the camera monitor. She paused, leaned in closer to the lens, and realized with absolute horror that her makeup was completely falling apart. Her under-eye liner had completely separated, melted away by the heat and sweat of the room, leaving a completely bare, raw patch right under her eyes. In the high-stakes world of celebrity culture, where image is ruthlessly controlled and every single pixel is filtered, polished, and edited to perfection before reaching the public, a moment like this is usually considered an absolute emergency. Most influencers, reality stars, or mainstream music figures would have immediately panicked, slammed the phone face down, covered their face, or ended the live stream in a flash of pure embarrassment to protect their brand image from becoming the next viral meme. Why would y'all not tell me that my neighbor looks like this? Why would y'all tell me that? It like literally separated the whole thing. It's gone. I have nothing under my arm. Anybody got makeup on? Heat. 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 Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I'm not going to lie, I'm mad because I want to see what this looks like tomorrow. But this is the coolest thing. One of my coolest purchases. Look at this. This has by far been one of my coolest purchases. I love them. I keep them in my bag. See how nobody had no wipes for me and now I got it. So it's not over till the 30th. Let's see if you can see the under eye. I don't think I can save it, guys. I don't think I can save it. It's gone. But instead of cutting the feed, scrambling for cover, or hiding behind a filter, Remy Ma looked dead into the camera lens, grabbed a wet wipe, and wiped her face completely clean right in front of tens of thousands of live viewers. She stripped away the glam, stripped away the artificial industry polish, and let the entire world see the raw, unfiltered reality underneath. And that exact moment, when the last piece of makeup fell off, was the precise moment the energy in that room transformed from entertainment into absolute danger. It was as if wiping away the physical cosmetics unlocked something deeply primal and dangerous that had been restrained for months. The polished celebrity persona disappeared, and the undisputed, unapologetic Big Bronx took over the entire broadcast. She leaned directly into the mic, completely unbothered by her bare face, and unleashed a barrage of lethal bars that sent shockwaves through the entire hip-hop community within minutes. Big Bronx reminisce. How you talk to me? I'm a mobile. You getting surgery in exchange for promo. I'm with a yacht on some yo. You keep jumping on my dick like a pogo stick in competition with a cell. Don't even know that you sick. I've been since I was wearing your shirt with a claim that they wrote those hits when their whole career not for me or anybody else. You always acting like you help, go help yourself. See, I know what the problem is. I don't really brag enough. You don't talk about prices for your bag cause I keep talking numbers, but the numbers ain't adding up. You want to be a baddie but you ain't bad enough. So, you got to know how to network. I want to network money in your network. I'm an expert. And how you talking about the neck when I know how you make your neck, right? I know you really hate my guts cause your man is really young. You can't make this up. They call me slim but my wage is up. They telling me I can wait for. And if you see me it's mine. Every single word that came out of her mouth was delivered with terrifying precision. Precision that left zero doubt as to who every single line was addressed to. She targeted the fake industry lifestyle, calling out individuals getting plastic surgeries in exchange for cheap social media promotional deals, trading their bodies and reputations for temporary internet clout, while pretending to be independent bosses. She attacked the fake flex culture, dissecting how people claim to carry expensive bags and live lavishly, but when you actually look at the real financial ledgers and do the math, the numbers simply do not add up. She went directly after the clout chasers who enter competition with people way above their pay grade, pointing out how their entire careers were built on ghostwriters, borrowed hits, and riding the waves of established legends who actually put in the hard work. The surgical precision of her pen was mind-blowing because she managed to address every single rumor, every shady comment, and every indirect attack that had been thrown at her over the past year without ever uttering a single direct name. She did not need to say a name. When the lyrics are that specific, when the references align perfectly with every blog post, every leaked rumor, and every ongoing public feud involving Papoose, Clarissa Shields, and their surrounding camp, the targets feel every single word cut straight through them. She exposed the desperate networking tactics of individuals who claim to be experts in the field, mockingly breaking down how certain people rely on shady favors and youthful desperation just to keep their names circulating in news headlines. She addressed the allegations of people claiming they helped build her career or wrote her hits, delivering a brutal, direct message to tell them to go help themselves before trying to fix or critique someone who has been a certified giant in the culture for decades. The contrast between her bare face and the absolute devastation of those lines created a visual and auditory moment that instantly flooded TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube with thousands of reaction videos within minutes of the stream ending. The immediate online fallout was unprecedented, with music commentators and investigative channels breaking down every single bar line by line, analyzing the hidden double meanings and the direct hits aimed at the opposition. Industry insiders immediately noted that this freestyle was not just a response to recent gossip, but a complete destruction of the false narrative that Papoose' circle had been trying to build for months. By highlighting the reality of fake promos, questionable financial math, and hand-me-down fame, Remy completely dismantled the public image of those who thought they could undermine her standing without suffering severe career damage. The chat during those final minutes was moving so fast that individual messages were impossible to read. A wall of pure shock, fire emojis, and jaw-dropping reactions as people realized they were witnessing a historic moment in modern rap beef. Fans were declaring the battle over before the opposing side even had a chance to formulate a response, pointing out that when Remy Ma decides to pick up a microphone, standard internet commentary and defensive Instagram posts are completely useless. As the stream drew to a close, the sheer weight of what had just transpired left the entire hip-hop world in a state of collective shock. What was initially set up to be a simple, routine late-night song promo for her new track ended up becoming a masterclass in psychological dominance, public relations maneuvering, and lyrical execution. Remy proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she does not require a polished PR team, high-budget music videos, or pre-arranged radio interviews to completely command the global narrative. With nothing more than a phone camera, a melted face of makeup, and an absolute mastery of her craft at 1 a.m, she effectively dismantled an entire network of opponents, reclaimed her legacy, and put everyone involved in the Claressa Shields and Papoose drama on absolute notice.